At times with a judge giving him a warning at one point. KTLA 5's Lauren Lister live in the newsroom with the latest details. Lauren?
Glenn and Lou, good morning. The former president testifying for a reported 3 hours this morning in a New York courtroom in that civil fraud trial that could impact the future of his business dealings. They are taking a recess for lunch right now. One of Trump's attorneys speaking outside court, taking on Attorney General Letitia James, who brought this lawsuit.
She said this morning that the numbers don't lie and they won't lie in this case. Well, Miss James, I have a message for you. The numbers didn't lie when you ran for governor, and that's why you dropped out. And the numbers don't lie when President Trump runs for office in 2024. And those numbers are loud and clear.
Take a look at the limited images we have from the courtroom today. Those reporting from inside on the proceedings recount testy exchanges between the judge, Arthur Engoron, and the former president. The trial deals with a lawsuit from New York's Attorney General accusing Trump of dramatically and knowingly hiking up values of his real estate properties and financial statements to get better business loans and insurance policies. Trump denies wrongdoing. His defenses said real estate values are subjective and no fraud was committed. This is a bench trial, not a jury trial. The judge has already ruled Trump and his company committed fraud. These proceedings now will determine any penalties. At one point this morning, when Trump went on a tangent during questioning, the judge told lawyer Christopher Kise, representing Trump, quote, "Control your client," saying this is not a political rally. This is a courtroom. In addition to the answers being non-responsive, they're repetitive. We don't have time to waste. We have one day with this witness, end quote. Trump did speak to reporters outside court this morning, dismissing the case as political.
It's a very sad situation for our country. We shouldn't have this. This is for third world countries, and it's very unfair. It's very unfair. But in the meantime, the people of the country understand it. They see it, and they don't like it. They don't like it because it's political warfare.
Last week, Trump's sons, Eric and Don Jr., testified in the trial. They said they were not involved in preparing the company's financial statements. Lawyers and accountants did that. Ivanka Trump also scheduled to
and taunts and race baiting and call this a witch hunt. But at the end of the day, the only thing that matters are the facts and the numbers. And numbers, my friends, don't lie.
Now, despite his legal troubles and being the defendant in 4 separate criminal cases, new polling shows Trump leading President Biden in 5 swing states that Biden won in the last election. The poll, conducted by the New York Times and Siena College, has Trump leading in Nevada, Georgia, Arizona, Michigan, and Pennsylvania. In Wisconsin, President Biden is holding on to a slim lead. Of course, it is still very early. We don't yet have the Republican presidential nominee. And as for the civil trial, at stake is potential for $250 million in fines and the ability for Trump's business to operate in New York. We'll hear more on all of this from political analyst Jessica Levinson coming up. For now, that's the latest live in the newsroom. Lou, I'll send it back to you.
Lauren, thank you. Police in Anaheim are looking for the driver of a hit and run that was caught on camera. It happened just after midnight this morning on South Euclid Street and Ktla Avenue. Witnesses say the victim, a cyclist, had just left a driveway and was trying to get into the bike lane when they were hit by a driver. The cyclist was thrown from the bike. The car kept going, leaving the cyclist in the street. The cyclist was taken to a hospital with moderate injuries. Police have not released a description of the suspect's car.
2 people were killed in a crash overnight in Orange County. The OC Fire Authority says it happened just after 3 a.m. at Newport Boulevard and East 1st Street in Tustin. When firefighters arrived, they found the vehicle in flames. After dousing the flames, they found 2 people dead in the car. It is unclear what caused the crash. The identities of the victims have not yet been released.
A pair of home invaders in a Los Angeles neighborhood get more than they bargained for. Their target turned out to be armed and opened fire to defend his house.
Today, authorities are still searching for the intruders. KTLA 5's Alina Abovian is live now with more. Alina?
Lou and Glenn, good morning. That's right. The homeowner took the situation into his own hands. And I do want to point out that we are not releasing any specifics when it comes to this story out of respect for the homeowner. This is his wish to not talk about the street, to not talk about the city. He just wants to have the surveillance video out because he wants to put the pressure on the LAPD to act. He says, in his words, it has been 48 hours since this incident took place and a detective has yet to contact him. Now take a look. This is the surveillance video. This happened Saturday night. It was around 7:30, and this is right outside the victim's house. The homeowner is seen in this video exiting his car. He walks around toward the front door and he has a cup of coffee in his hand. Then all of a sudden you see two suspects dressed in dark clothing. They jump the gate and one of them pulls out a gun. The homeowner sees the gun. He has a conceal and carry license and also was armed that day. He takes out that gun and starts shooting toward the suspect. No word if anyone was hit, but the suspects do run off according to this video. Neighbors who heard the gunfire called 911. LAPD units searched the area, but no sign of the suspects. The homeowner thankfully unharmed. His family inside the house, all of them still very shaken up after this incident. Telling us off camera, LAPD needs to step up patrol in the area. Additionally, city officials need to address their concerns of the residents here. The LAPD does not have any suspect information at this point, but they did confirm to us that several daytime burglaries have taken place in this neighborhood in the last few months. Now back out here live again, the point of this story, the reason why the homeowner says he is releasing this video is because he wants to put the pressure on the LAPD, on law enforcement to step it up, because otherwise, as you saw in that video, residents are starting to take matters into their own hands. We'll send it back to you.
All right, thank you, Alina. Well, crews are on the scene of a messy water main break this morning in the Baldwin Hills Crenshaw area. Sky 5 was over the neighborhood where a car was partially trapped in a sinkhole caused by the gushing